There's no way the witness could have returned them to her room.
Those were not the only fake desserts she made.
What?
Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale at first glance. But, in reality, they are nothing but mannequins decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake. This is not something one aiming to become the world's greatest pastry chef would do.
Is this true, Bad?
Yes, my shoes can attest to that. Will that be enough to convince Prosecutor Varn Karma? Once he sees that Delicia has done, he'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia, the fact that your actions could lead to you being a suspect is no laughing matter.
I didn't murder!
Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you, and why were you indulging yourself in another contestant's work?
Yessie, I understand. The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef, like I led you to believe. I'm actually a pharmacist.
What? A pharmacist? That's a completely different occupation. It's no wonder he couldn't hide his surprise. Why is a pharmacist like you participating in this contest?
I just love eating desserts. I joined because I thought I'd be able to eat some of Jeffy's desserts.
Wow!
I never thought I'd end up making it to the finals.
I'm kinda shocked too, actually. Even Prosecutor Varn Karma is at a loss for words. Take that. So, that's the real reason why you entered the contest?
Yessie, as expected, Jeffy's desserts were oh so good.
So, the glove finger marks on the picture frame. Were you doing?
No way! I never wore gloves.
That's kinda gross too. Delicious fingerprints were found on Mr. Master's chocolates. So it is true that she wasn't wearing gloves.
Yessie, exactly. You do believe me, Greggy.
Is your face stuffed with nothing but desserts?
I'm sorry, Manny.
I think it's her belly that's stuffed. Were Master's desserts all that you ate?
Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also ate Icy's desserts.
You mean you enter the victim's room?
Yessie, exactly. The room was empty after all.
Perhaps the victim was already dead by then.
But my first bite tasted way too salty and I couldn't eat it. So I ate the delicious star-shaped dessert that was nearby.
Miss Delicious, you really are a glutton. That's a little harsh. It is rare to see a woman with this kind of appetite.
That's all I did. Greggy, Manny, everyone, I'm sorry I caused you trouble.
Now that you told us the truth, everything's fine. There's no need to apologize.
This does not mean that your testimony is trustworthy. I'll be investigating the victim's room after this. Only then will I decide if your testimony is true.
Prosecutor Varn Karma, I'd like to go as well. I also need to ascertain whether my reasoning up until now has been correct.
I'll let you follow, but I have no intention of letting you investigate.
Rude! That's enough for me. Jesus Christ, Varn Karma. Oh. Slow, Texas, slow. To the Dover's room.
This. What is the meaning of this?
Hello. I'm gonna assume this is older Ray now. The desserts adorning the victim's room had disappeared without a trace. Was this the true killer's doing? Body that was hidden inside a dessert, and a murder weapon that was moved. Further investigation would be required to arrive at the truth of this case. We're going back to present day now, I believe. Or to be continued, that works too. I'm not gonna save, it's gonna ask me to save, but I'm not. Let's skip over! Alright, we're gonna go back to Edgeworth and older Ray now. Slow text. Oops, I guess I went on for a little too long there. Something like that happened. I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail. Well, I doubt there would be anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution. Especially with that Varn Karma at the head. How did the investigation go from there? The desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation hit a rough patch. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before a verdict was handed down. A whole year. This was before the whole 3-day pre-trial system was established. Trials didn't need to finish in the short amount of time that they do now. I see. Did they ever find out why the victim's dessert disappeared? Well, kinda. His dessert was like a candy ice sculpture made from sorbet. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus was that it had melted. However, that might not quite be the case. What do you mean? This museum used to be Mr. Master's mansion. Ah, the Mr. Master part. The stage of the IS-7 incident. And in this very place, they're exhibiting the Cerbert Salon from 18 years ago. The victim's dessert. Yep, it could be just a replica of the original. That's why Uncle Ray had to come today to check it out. And for your old man, too. Now then, let's get a move on and check out the room. I'm pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. Isn't the statute of limitations already, like past already, though, in this case? Huh. The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Mr. Shields, according to the pamphlet we received at the entrance, the Winter Palace is over here. Nice job, Ray. You're off by one door. Really? I could have sworn it was this one. Alright, let's scoot. We gotta confirm the truth of what happened 18 years ago. Hey! Is that... Ah, shit, what are their names? I forgot. I know they're a couple, though. Man, it's still as cold as ever. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze solid. It seems the Winter Palace lives up to its name. It's like a freezer in here. With the light dimmed like this, it's almost as if the room itself is made of ice. I think the control panel for the room temperature is on the back wall. Isn't one of their named Delight? I think one of them is Delight. Miles, why don't you check what the temperature is set at for me? Uncle Ray's gonna give the curator a piece of his mind later. It's way too cold in here. Very well. But if you want to look around the room a bit, feel free to stay or freeze to your heart's content. I'll get the camera ready. I want to take some pictures of this place and show it to your old man. Understood. Okay, well, I think I can walk now, so let's talk to people. There's a boy with a school bag. Did he come to the art gallery by himself? She even quit her job in order to run this museum. I don't really get it. Perhaps one of his parents knows the curator. Alright, let's talk to these guys. Well, how about this? I'll yell out, Master Mask is here! Yes, it's me! I'm Master Mask! Good, good. Wait, Ronnie, if you say that, we'll get arrested. Come on, if we don't plan properly, we won't be able to sell it. What are these two talking about? Good question. Okay. Well, since this room is so cold, I thought I'd go to a warmer room. If you're that cold, why don't you borrow my clothes? And in exchange, I'll borrow your jacket. No thanks. Let's try enduring this for just a little longer. Okay, I wanted to talk to him, not... Miles, can I ask you something? Of course, what is it? Is it okay to take photos in this room? What? Haven't you checked? But if you haven't gotten any warnings about it, then it should be fine. Ah, sorry. Well, to be honest, I would have taken some anyway. The old man had always wanted to investigate this winter palace after all. My father had seen this room. Would he have found something? He had. The results of the trial might have also... No, there's no point in thinking that now. What's done is done, right? Alright, so we're gonna go check the... I guess, can we check these blocks of ice? I guess we can. A giant block of ice is being displayed here. It appears to be quite heavy. No, the inside must be hollow. On the surface there is an image of the stars and a written description. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, a star cluster that comprises a part of Taurus. But for all these stars to be grouped together as a cluster, the ways of the ancient people must have been very imprecise. Wow, that's rude. They didn't have a whole lot to work with back then now. Can I examine this one too? For some reason, a giant block of ice is on display. There's a description written on the surface. Castor and Pollux. Every December, large meteor showers appear in the direction of these two stars.
And so, Master Mask. And then
Those two are being rather noisy and distracting. That's rude. It can't be helped. I should go look at another exhibit. I'm trying to remember what their names are. Man, I can't remember. I just know one of them is Delight. Run, Delight, yes? There are two sculptures displayed here. These sculptures are replicas of the desserts that vanished 18 years ago. Impressive, huh? These sculptures made of ice. Yes. My father never got to see these ice sculptures. And now, 18 years later, I'm standing before them. Miles, sorry to bother you while you're deep in thought. Could you turn this way a little? Like this? Yes, like that. Oh, Mr. Shields, you're not... Say cheese! Wow! Mr. Shields, please don't take pictures of me. Sorry, my bad. I just wanted to make sure the camera works, okay? That camera looks quite old. Yeah, well, that's because it's old-fashioned camera. You know, an instant camera. And it automatically develops the photos after shooting. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, I know, though I've never used one. You're quite the know-it-all. You really are the old man's son. Could you move a bit? I want to take some more photos of the room. Ray, please. His face has taken on an unusually serious expression. He's probably thinking about the IS-7 incident. Man, I snapped a bunch, and they're already developed, see? He shoved them in my face before I could reply. Well, I have one more question for you, Mr. Know-It-All. Do you know what these two sculptures represent? They're sculptures of Taurus and Gemini from the Winter constellation. Ooh, bingo! Not bad, Miles. That's probably why they're called this room the Winter Palace. Uncle Ray is feeling generous today, so I'll give you a copy of this photo too. Thanks. Yeah, really, thanks. Goodness. Are these replicas of the constellation desserts that were made 18 years ago? Yeah, it looks like these two sculptures are also made out of sherbet. Uncle Ray's only seen the real sculptures in photos. But these sculptures look like the real deal. This was what you wanted to show me. Yeah, I think your old man would have wanted you to see it as well. Sorry, Uncle Ray didn't have the courage to come here all alone. Don't apologize.